Hi, everybody. This is the Football Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Football Hut. Oh, my goodness. I mean, the Giants, I'll tell you, this was about as bad as I thought it would be. I mean, and it could have been worse. I mean, the final score was 31-16, but this game could have been far worse than what the actual score was. I mean, the Giants could have been down 40-3 in the first half. I mean, the Dolphins had those 3 turnovers during the game. They had that Pinnock had that pick six at in the first half. From scored ran 102 yards. But aside from that, the Giants again, no offensive points in the first half. We've gone five games now, and we've not seen one offensive point in the first half. I mean, it can't be any worse than this. Can it get worse? Well, it could get worse. Now the Giants, there's no defensive tackling. There's no offensive tackling. The play calling has been very anemic. There's nothing that this Giant team has done right. Now the Dolphins did not play a great game. We know that they have a very explosive offense. We saw that a couple of weeks ago with the Broncos when they scored 70 points against the Broncos. I mean, it felt like they weren't even trying today. I was reading and heard, because I missed part of the game, I was out. But the first half, the Dolphins had over 300 yards total. And they finished with over 500 yards when the game was over, and 220 rushing yards to finish the game. It's crazy. This was about as bad of a situation as we could see. And the Giants were 12.5 underdogs, and they still got killed. They didn't even beat the spread. They didn't even beat the spread. Not that I found much of the game a part of football, but boy, and I wouldn't mention this. Barkley's out. The Giants have all these different injuries. But the reality is that all teams deal with injuries. All teams deal with this kind of monkey garbage. And that's what we're dealing with, just complete total garbage. They're playing like one of the worst teams in the NFL. They might be the worst team in the NFL. The Giants spent so much money on this offensive line. They've gotten nothing out of it. They've drafted all these defensive players, and they've gotten nothing out of them. I didn't think that the Giants were going to win today. But they didn't even show up. The effort isn't there, and obviously they gave up 7 sacks. This wonderful offensive line that they spent so much money in trying to improve. Daniel Jones, of course, got hurt. It was bound to happen. I'm surprised it hasn't happened before. He hurt his neck. He was sacked 6 times today, and they brought in Tyrod Taylor, and he was sacked too. I mean, if you're giving up 7 sacks a game, you're not going to win. They did the same thing last week. They gave up 6 sacks, 7 sacks, whatever it was, and they lost last week. I don't expect this situation to get any better, unfortunately. As a Giants fan, this is about as embarrassing a situation as I can ever remember as a Giants fan. And there was a lot of anticipation going into this season. I didn't think they were going to win today, but they, like I said the last few days, they needed to win that game against Seattle, and they didn't do that. Because it would have because they were home. Going into the game, I felt that they were better than the Seahawks, but obviously they didn't perform to their capability. But this might be their capability. You are what your record is, and right now they're 1-4, and I don't see anything getting better here. And we'll have to keep an eye on see if Jones is going to play next week. And obviously Saquon Barkley's out again. Barkley is getting now to the point with the Giants that he's not playing. So an injury that's to the ankle, you can be out for about 2 weeks and be off your foot for 2 weeks, and off your legs for 2 weeks, and it can heal very quickly. But I guess we've seen with him, he's a bit of a slow healer. And he's not going to be with the Giants too much longer. I don't know if they're going to trade him, but I don't see him being back here next year, especially, one of the great things about great players, and not just their ability on the field, is their ability to stay on the field. It's very important. His ability to stay on the field is not very good. That's one thing that he's not been able to master. He's great on the field when he's on the field. But part of the thing about being a great player, a good performer, is staying healthy. And he has not been able to do that over his very short career, 5 years. And obviously the Giants will have to make some kind of decision on him probably this year. We're getting close to the trade deadline. I don't know if they're going to move him, but the one thing you guys see is he's got to get back on the field for next week. So offensively, there's nothing there to talk about. Defensively, they're not tackling. Special teams have not been great. Obviously, we know that. All the things that weren't really there last year, all these problems have sort of popped up again from years past. I still believe in this coach, but obviously, got to get working hard. Got to crack heads, and at some point, not to throw out all these different cliches, but got to do better. I mean, that's it. I mean, it was 31-16. It could have been very well 40-3, or even more than that in this game. So, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to Football. I'll have plenty of videos here, and I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.